Let's work with some guides. Guides are simply straight edges that you can draw onto your canvas, pull onto your canvas, I should say, and they will help you to align your artwork in a more pleasing fashion. To draw out a guide, let's go over here to the left-hand ruler, click and drag one on. And I'm going to look at the top ruler and it's going to show me the position that it's at. And you'll also see this little black flyout box just up and to the right of your cursor that says X is at 200.2 pixels. That is just fine. Let's drag another one out. I'm going to drag this one to about 450. You can also drag them from the top. So let's drag out two. How about one at 250 and then another one down around, oh, let's make that a little bigger. 550? Is that where that is? I think so. Yeah, 550. Okay. So I mentioned that these help you align your elements on your page. So now that you have this out, you could always drag one element right there, another element down here. Now mine's a little too large, so I'm just going to squish it down. There we go. And then I'm going to get my rectangle. I'm also going to kind of squish that guy in there, just like that. Make sure that you accept your change, and it's called Commit Transform. That's the check up there at the top. Okay. So that is one way of aligning your elements. Another way is to create something that's called a guide layout. Come up to View, come down, let's get rid of the old guides first. So clear your guides. And then come down to View again and hit New Guide Layout. A guide layout simply puts a lot of guides in columns and rows on your page. If you've got a 12 column layout, which is pretty common for us to do in the web department, this is a great way to make sure you've got your 12 columns exactly spaced and not have to drag out each one of these by hand. So this is a huge time saver. So if you wanted 12 columns, you would just come down and type in 12. And then you can tell it how many rows you want. I'm just going to leave it at 2. That's just fine. The gutter is this. That is the space between your columns or the spaces between your rows, okay? So if you like that gutter size, you can leave it there. If not, you can change it, or you could get rid of it completely. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of it. Now, most of your web layouts are going to have some kind of gutter, okay? That's pretty common. Margin. Margin is what is on the outside. So this is the top margin here. The left margin is there, bottom and right. Click OK. And if your items were quite a bit smaller, I'm just going to resize this real quick. You can put them in. There we go. I'm going to get this guy. I'm going to resize it to make it fit. And then this guy, I'm going to resize it. Oops. Mine's a little too big, too small. Hold on. Okay. All right. That's a little bit about how to work with your guides. The last thing we're going to take a look at is how to change the guide color. Come up to, in your PCs, you're going to go to File and then down to Preferences. If you're on a Mac, you're going to come to Photoshop and then go down to Preferences. You can choose Guides, Grids, and Slices directly from that menu. So go ahead and click on that. You will get your preferences that pop up here, and you can see the color choices you've got. Your guides on the artboard are a light blue, and you can see the light blue out here. If you ever want to change that, you just come in here, you click on this, and you put in the color that you wish. This is particularly helpful, say if you're working with something that has a lot of blue in it and the default is blue in color for your guides. If you come in and you change it, you'll be able to see your guides much more effectively this way. So just know that that option is there if you ever need it. Okay, guys, I will see you in the next movie.